What's going on? Well, in the news, a real tragedy. In Germany, 5 dead, over 200 injured. And this was from a psychiatrist from Saudi Arabia. Now, this is allegedly. Most likely his degree was purchased in Saudi Arabia, India, or Bangladesh. There are several news stories that talk about these purchases of degrees for engineering, management, everything else. So he got the degree. He got sent over to Germany, and he was probably, this is all allegedly, probably supposed to be a sleeper. But this guy was probably thinking that he was going to get his family out of wherever they're from, because I don't think he's from Saudi Arabia originally. And so he couldn't, and they got to his family, and then they told him, you better do what you're supposed to do in the first place. They got him a degree. They got him the fake degree, whether it's from Saudi Arabia or from Bangladesh or from India. There's multiple different news stories investigating it where you can purchase your degrees from these universities. Some of them are top tier, legit, and middle ground universities. And if anything happens, they'll say, oh, that's a fake person, and they have a fall guy for that. Where I'm going with this is, like I said, it's all allegedly. You don't just get up and say, I'm going to drive through this Christmas event out of nowhere.
German authorities confirmed that 5 people were killed and more than 200 others were injured after a car drove into a crowded Christmas market near Berlin. Investigators are looking into the past of a Saudi Arabian doctor they say drove the car at speed into the crowd. CBS News reporter Anna Noriskiewicz is in Magdeburg, the scene of yesterday's deadly attack.
All right. Now, it's a possibility that he's a legit doctor. He got a legit degree and he went to Germany for a better life. And he was going to bring his family over. They got to his family and then they said, you're going to do this. And if you don't, they'll kill his family. Or he's been a sleeper this whole time. Like I said, this is all allegedly. But you just don't get up and say, I'm going to go take this car, go to this Christmas event, drive around the bollards, and go in at high speeds. I seen the video. I cannot play it because most likely it'll get taken down. It's pretty easy to find and it's pretty gruesome. He was going so fast that the camera didn't catch the car in the first few seconds, but then you see it piling through the people. The description alone was horrendous. And just seeing the people go flying and how fast the car was going, they said at speed. He was possibly doing highway speed, and and that's US. So he might have been 65, 75 miles an hour, which is probably close to 100 kilometers an hour. Whether he was a sleeper and he had this plan the whole time, or someone got to his family, one way or another, they might have gotten to his family. He was a sleeper and thought he was going to be slick and get his family out, and he couldn't. Or they he was a legit doctor, legit practice, legit degree, and they got to his family and they told him either you do this or your family's dead. The sad part is there's likely a possibility, if this is true, my again, this is allegedly, this is true, his family's already dead. They kept him alive until he committed this horrendous crime, and they're possibly dead now. So 5 people dead, most likely more, and over 200 injured. Something as a degree can be so dangerous. Okay, what he did was horrendous, but that degree that people buy in India, Bangladesh, and Saudi Arabia from legit universities that then have a fall guy, and they'll say, "Oh, this guy was giving out fake degrees," and then that person gets fired, and he gets a little money, and they're all good, you know, and they're like, oh, he gave out a fake degree. That could lead to medical malpractice. I mean, in the US, we got a lot of it. But those degrees also can get terrorists into other countries way easier than it would someone without a degree.
the attacker left a trail of death and destruction when he drove his BMW into Magdeburg's crowded Christmas markets,
killing at least 5 people and injuring 200.
Witnesses report that he bypassed concrete bollards by exploiting a gap designed for delivery and emergency.
Now they cut it off and short.
Hospitals nearby. Witnesses report that
injuring 200.
Just to let you know, this vehicle they slowed this down tremendously because this vehicle went from here, he was way back here, all the way here, and ended up past all these people. That's the size of a vehicle. These are small shops, even if they're 10 or 15 feet apiece. Let's say this. No, right here, this car is about 15 feet long. This SUV slash car, and we got the building right here. So you're looking at 30. Then you got another 15. That's 45 right here. That's 50, 60. Probably another. What's that? 75. This one, and then this one, and that's 30, 45, 45, and 75. That's a hundred and something feet, and he went past that. They don't show it, but he was flying, and they slowed this down tremendously. Just like you saw that one piece. Just when you see these people fly, just think this whole area got cleared. From where this car is all the way here was cleared. No one was standing there. You see how it's empty here? If you find the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just like that. Boom.
Police, already patrolling the area due to heightened holiday security, arrived within minutes and arrested the driver without resistance. Local officials said the detained man had lived in Germany since 2006, a Saudi-born psychiatrist and refugee activist.
He's being identified by German media as 50-year-old Talib al-Abdul Mosen, known for his outspoken anti-Islamist views, believed to be seen here in an online interview just 8 days ago.
The timing of the attack in Magdeburg coincides with the 8th anniversary of the 2016 Berlin Christmas market attack, which left 12 people dead.
Security is now being reviewed across all Christmas markets in Germany, Dana, and Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited Magdeburg this morning. He said it's a tragedy. The authorities will respond with the full strength of the law.
Because if you're there since 2006, you just don't wake up one day and say, hey, I want to do this. Even the people that go and do mass shootings and mass, I guess you can call it mass rammings, they don't just wake up and say, hey, I'm going to do this. No, it builds up over time. So from 2006 until recently, and too many things don't sit right, and things are not adding up. And if they ever do get the truth, I don't know. What's your thought and opinion? Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share.